Hi travelers, Tara here. It is August 18th and we are a few days out from our total solar eclipse. For those of you who are over on the website, I do hope that you have been able to locate the eclipse survival guide. Because we also have a Mercury retrograde. I've had many people contacting me. What stuffs? I can't comment. I can't do this. It's crazy. So let's just kind of wait it out and see. I figured that it would be with the Mercury retrograde and the eclipse occurring so closely together that it would create some, I don't know, electronic communication difficulties across all spectrums. For those of you who have booked your Akashic Records readings, know that I am working on those, and I want to thank you so much for trusting me and allowing me to work with you on this. I think this is an excellent idea that you are using this eclipse to help you eclipse things out of your life, which is what eclipses do. If you have Leo factors, Aquarius factors, Capricorn factors, Cancer factors, Virgo factors, and even Scorpio factors in your chart, things are going to be, for some, quite confusing. Some are going to be quite exciting. I think for those who have any aspects to the north and south nodes, this is going to be either one of those things where it's going to eclipse something or someone out of your life. For others of you, it's going to bring in something or someone into your life. And there really is no way to know when you have nodal contacts, particularly around an eclipse, how things will work out, because the effects of an eclipse can go for months to even years. It can change your life for years down the road. And we're not always meant to know everything there is to know about what's coming. Off the top of my head, Minty McPeace, I did send you a copy of that crochet bag pattern. I don't know if you got it, but I did send it. Check your, I don't know, spam folder if you didn't get it. I think that was Minty that wanted that pattern. So whoever wanted the pattern, if I sent it inadvertently to the wrong person, if you didn't receive it, email me back and I'll get it to you. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to do an eclipse reading, so to speak, to see what we can see. We'll be using the Prisma Vision Tarot. I will not be coming back to do a open reading until after the eclipse passes. There are some things that I want to do myself, and I was hoping I'd be able to go fishing, but apparently it's not good to fish around an eclipse, so I guess I won't be going fishing. I was just checking my almanac. So for a whole week there's no fishing. So all right, this is general. The messages will not resonate with everyone, so please take what you can, disregard what you cannot. Just because I'm saying I'm not doing open readings, if you guys, anybody needs a reading between now and then, that I am available for. But in terms of posting anything here to the channel, I won't be doing that until after the eclipse. So this is going to have to hold you guys, okay? So let's see what messages we can pull forth. The person from Laredo, Texas, who wanted to book an Akashic consult, you did not provide your phone number. You did not provide your mobile number, so either that tells me that you have changed your mind and you don't want it, or because I did contact you by email, so please check your email. check your spam folder. This is Mercury retrograde. If you did not get it, then know that you did not provide your mobile number. Therefore, I cannot do the consult for you. So, let's get busy. First card that came out. The Wheel of Fortune. The Six of Swords. The Temperance. The Tower. The Page of Wands. I'm going to show you these cards. The Three of Chalices or Cups. The Nine of Swords. The Six of Wands. And the Empress. There's our Cancer card. Our Ceres card. For those of you who have your charts, Ceres is in Cancer and will be there for, she leaves in September sometime. So, what's under the deck? The Ten of Pentacles. Do we see that? All right. I showed you the Wheel of Fortune. Here is our Six of Swords. Can you see that? The bridge there. There are butterflies that are flying over this bridge. Here is the Temperance. And what is interesting about this card, normally with Temperance we have the figure of an angel. And this is some sort of undefinable, I don't know, creature or undefinable thing. It's rising up out of the water. You can see there's a cup and there's a cup. Can you see that? It looks like it's being held by something, but I can't make out what, if anything, this is. But it is a sudden rising from the depths. Yes? There's our Tower. Here is our Page of Wands. Now, I want you to take a good look at that. There's the tree. You can see that up the tree is this whip of fire. Well, can you see that figure? There he is. Okay. Can you see him? A grounding, wanting to be grounded, trying to ground. The lovely Three of Chalices. This card reminds me of the, I don't know if it's called The Dancers or by Degas, the Three Ballerinas. I don't know why that card always reminds me of that, but it does. The Nine of Swords. Now, this goose or swan, whichever, has very, very sharp teeth. And we see that the little figure there has, I don't know if you can actually see that, but he is facing down this thing that feels as though perhaps it appears as if it's going to gobble him up. He is not even standing, raising any sort of defense. I don't know why I thought that there was, oh, that's the Ten of Swords where he, I think that's the Ten of Swords. I always thought that he had a sword stuck in the mouth of this, I don't see that. Well, Six of Wands, the figure in the boat. Okay. And then the Empress. Now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana out of 9. 2 swords, 2 wands, and a cup. In the center, I have the Page of Wands. Traditionally interpreted, pages bring news and messages. But some of you may also be dealing with either a young fire sign person, or you may be dealing with someone who has impulsive energy, or you yourself may be feeling all, I don't know, out of sorts. But we can see that this person, this figure in this Page of Wands is in one effect caught up in the passion, the desire, maybe the anger, has been carried away by this. And I find that to be quite interesting because everything else is going on around this Page of Wands. Past, present, future interplay of the cards. Now, I feel for some of you that a situation has changed. This is for some of you a relationship issue. The reason why I say that is because I have this peacock. This is our energy of Juno. Juno is the asteroid of commitments. She is the wife of Jupiter. Jupiter was a major philanderer, had all kind of kids out of wedlock. He was the true coxman, okay? That's why he's known as the king of gods. He's the badass. So I feel that for some of you, a situation has changed in a relationship issue. Juno is the asteroid of marriage and commitment, but then again, not all of us are looking to become married or be in a committed relationship in that context. So this could also be about commitment to family, commitment to friends, commitment to work. Whatever it is that you are having difficulty in terms of whatever situation has changed for you in terms of commitment and partnership. Let's put it that way. So there has been a change that has come in for some of you. I think for many of you, this situation came completely, totally out of the blue. See how that house is precariously perched on that cliff there? All the lights are on. Everybody's going on about their business. You know, and at any moment, a huge wave can come up and sweep the rest of that away, and the whole thing's going to crumble into the sea. I feel for some of you, this has been two things. Well, not for, on the one hand, I feel for some of you, this may have been some type of, what's the word? Professional jealousies or professional backstabbing, gossip. The reason why is I'm picking with the, it feels as though whatever this thing is, it has swooped down, it has been out of your control, and basically you're standing there because there's nothing that you can do about it, okay? At least that's what you think. In one respect, it's almost like you're frozen with fear, okay? Across the past row here, whatever this change is, some of you have accepted it. You may feel as if it's the winter of your discontent. You may feel as though you are completely all alone. You're having to go through this by yourself. But we see that there's a bridge. So this is a moment when you are standing between two worlds, so to speak. You are crossing an abyss, so to speak. But those, if you notice, those, the actual bridge itself is swords, okay? And swords represent ideas, perceptions, communications, beliefs. So this is really about, I would say, I would try to equate it to picking your way across a very sharp, difficult landscape. One that is may have been fraught with, you know, fights, differences of opinion, lack of communication, no communication, confusing communication. But look, there are two butterflies that are flying over that. So this is really about either trying to make that trek across, moving away from whatever is over here. We see that whatever that change was, in effect, it was out of your hands. The Wheel of Fortune says that, you know, every high is a low, every low is a high. It is neither punishment nor reward. It is simply the way that it is. But the butterflies, which represent the psyche energy, okay, says that you can transform the situation. And not only can you transform the situation, but it is a transformation of thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, and ideas. This is what psyche is. It's the psyche. What's going on in the mind? I think for many of you, this has brought up a lot of emotions, and for some of you, perhaps overwhelming emotions, and you perhaps, again, feel it's quite, the energy is with the Temperance card, being all at sea, awash in emotions. But the Temperance card is also a card of patience, of distillation, of self improvement, of finding the balance, the golden mean, the harmony. So I feel that many of you are moving towards that. So that's, to me, typically the Temperance is a card of healing. For others of you, you are completely blindsided. And you're caught up in some kind of passion or some kind of aggression that comes quite suddenly out of the blue. But here we have the Three of Chalices, these three lovely ladies dancing by this pool of water. So let me put it this way. If some of you have gotten bad news that came out of the blue, you may be very upset, very angry, very passionate about that now. But this is Uranus. That's what the Tower is. And remember, I'm over on the website and the articles, I'm telling you that Uranus will change things, but what it's designed to do is to liberate you. So this is a liberation of a situation that actually will free you up. It may have been really crappy, really shitty the way that it went down, but if you can think about it in a different way, if you can, instead of being frozen in fear, you can actually cross that divide, that abyss. Okay, you're going to end up finding that in effect, it has liberated you. All right? Now, that's something to celebrate. It may not feel that way now, but it is something to celebrate. Now, this Nine of Swords into this Six of Wands. Again, we get this story of coming through whatever this Nine of Wands is. And again, we get this idea of movement. And it's quite interesting that I have the two sixes right in line with each other. Sixes speak to a balance or harmony. So we go in one effect from crossing this divide of ice and snow, transforming the situation. And maybe now, down the center, the Page of Wands says you're getting your mojo back. You're going to have to ground it. And if you can ground it, there's a victory in that. And you're going to sail off into, I don't know, the unknown. But look, you have those wands. They're with you in your boat. The way they are erected tells me that when you get to the other side, you can perhaps use them for shelter. You can use them for wood. You can, for fire, to feed yourself, keep yourself warm and provide light. You could use them for, what do you call it? Protection as a weapon. But we see that this person is sailing off. I don't know if this is a sunrise or a sunset. This could be a metaphorical sailing away from a situation. because of the eclipse. And the reason why I say that is I have these two hazy looking, and we know that this will be a total solar eclipse, so the moon will be passing in front of the sun. It will be hazy. And here it ends with the Empress, who in effect has stepped into her full energy. She speaks of abundance. She speaks of plenty. She speaks of care, of nurturing, of provision, of that kind of energy where you are truly, truly connected. You are grounded and you are connected and you can move things through. Okay. It ends, or the overall energy is the 10 of Pentacles. Now, what's interesting is that in this 10 of Pentacles, a lot of the pentacles are not hidden, but they are encased or enclosed or drawn into other things. There's a pentacle in that flower, that sunflower pentacle there. There's pentacles over here. For it is those two pentacles at the top that stand out the most. So it reads to me as there's a choice to be made. One that is coming either to leave something behind and move forward, or that there is something coming. Everybody's in a different place. We have another 6 here. The 6 of Pentacles under the deck. Now, that would in effect, I'm going to read you 2 6s because that's what I have in the spread. Then we're going to look at 3 6s. Two 6s. Issues surrounding equality may affect the relationship. This may be why the time has come now for you to make the decision to transition out of this. You can use this eclipse energy to do that. It's quite good for helping. But do know that if you break up around an eclipse or you walk, that situation is pretty much a done deal. So don't try to go back. If somebody walks away from you, or if let's say that your job ends, you won't be going back to that job. Doesn't mean you can't find a new job. Well, you're supposed to find a new job. You see what I mean? If a relationship ends, a romantic relationship, know that that's pretty much a done deal. And the next time around that you may get to repair that situation could be 6 months to a year. But basically, consider it a done deal. Now, 3 6s speak to great pleasure. Well, if you're in a crappy situation, you're not going to get great pleasure until you get out of that crappy situation, yeah? And for those of you like the Wheel of Fortune, for those of you who have just been kind of like, whatever, when is something great going to happen to me? That could be coming for you. Remember, please, I am reading for many people, so not everybody's going to, this is not going to resonate for everyone. What is most interesting to me is the Temperance to the Tower to the Empress. The Temperance is, I think really what it speaks to me is being all awash in this, deep within your feelings, deep within your emotions, trying to really balance those things out. And then suddenly, this is either a liberation from that, and you're finally able to step into your energy. For some of you, this could be, because I'm also picking up a lot of sadness, as though there's been a lot of tears here. And then suddenly you just stop. And that's always good. But while you're going through it, do purge. Get that out of your system. For others of you, it appears that fortune comes in, something changes, we have something to celebrate, and then suddenly we're in a situation where we're perhaps over our heads, or we're worried about being in over our heads, or we're worried about being enveloped or engulfed or even eclipsed out. That's what just came to me. My God said eclipsed out. So this is the fear that maybe somebody new has come in, or a new situation has come in, but there's some trepidation there. There's some hesitation. There's some worry. There's some anxiety here. And so in between the Temperance and the Nine of Swords is this Page of Wands. And I'm going to look at that. Let me take a look now the other place and to see what the 2 sixes tell us. And we do know in one respect that the 2 sixes speak to justifiable faith in a partner. Let me just pull something up here on the sixes. Oh, wait a minute. I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay. We're going to take a look at this. 2 sixes tell of, where is it? Justifiable faith and trust in your partner. 3 sixes tells of an exciting romance. They imply that there are romantic times ahead. I like hearing that. Next to the Wheel of Fortune, the 6 of Swords, when it appears next to the Wheel of Fortune, tells you to expect some changes in the financial and or material realms. You are due to reap the rewards for work done in the past. Do not take any unnecessary risk at this time, as in the near future, it will be more auspicious as financial benefits are on their way into your life. That's the balance. Get it? That's the balance. Now, I want to look at if the 3 of Cups is telling us anything, being either next to the Temperance or the Empress. Okay? So bear with me. Next to the Temperance, it asks you to take your time to adjust and adapt gradually to changes and new experience and situations. Moderation in all things is the safest option. Next to the Empress, oh wait, there's a second message with the Temperance. Indicates and asks that you take your time to settle in and become accustomed to new and exciting changes and or additions into your life. Next to the Empress, may be implying news of a pregnancy or the birth of a child. Yeah, well, there's my Page of Wands. Normally I would read that as a, and maybe this is some of you are kind of worried about that. There we do have the 10 of Pentacles and the sharing. Okay. Now, for those of you who are past childbirthing years or have had all of the children that you are going to have, this could be the pregnancy or the birth of a new, it is definitely a new cycle, okay? When somebody emailed me, well, I was always coming up about pregnancy. Like, well, look, you know, it doesn't apply like that. But pregnancy can be the birth of anything, something new. We have this creative energy here in the center of the spread. Let's take a look at the 9 of Swords and see if there's anything that's telling us being next to the Tower. Okay, and then we're going to go to the Sibyllus. Wow, good. There's nothing there. Sometimes good news, no news is good news, right? Okay. Let's go to the Sibyllus, because what I want to do, as I said, no matter which side of the coin you're falling on with this is definitely some kind of change that has come in for you. be that change for good or for ill. And in order to make, I think, the successful transition of this, you need to figure out how to moderate, to find that balance as you move through this. Sometimes things happen quite suddenly out of the blue, and then sometimes it is a slow disintegration of something, because we go from this slow energy to this quick, fast energy over here. So, you know, do the best that you can. Another peacock. Another peacock. Now, this is the Superbia. The Superbia speaks to vanity, arrogance, haughtiness, but it can also be success, or someone showing you their true colors, or someone putting on a play or a display. Again, we're looking at the energy of Juno, commitment here. Okay, I'm going to put that back in the card. What do you commit yourself to? Who do you commit yourself to? How do you arrange those commitments? What do they mean to you? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to pull up from, let me just see. Perhaps I can pull it up quickly from here. I want to look to see where, and this is set for, right, that's what I thought. Juno is in Capricorn right now. Now, we find Pluto there. We find Hygeia there. So Hygeia is all about putting in those safeguards, okay? Maybe for some of you, in a situation that is ending, you need to safeguard whatever it is you're trying to take away or walk away with, or, you know, even if there ain't nothing but the clothes on your back. For others of you, as you move forward, you want to do what is necessary. You know, don't be swayed too much one way or the other. Find that balance, remain grounded, and try not to worry so much. And put in those safeguards that you need to protect whatever it is you feel that needs protecting. Now, I want to look at, I don't ever pull cards on the Wheel of Fortune. What I want to look at really in the center is this Page of Wands. Now, there is a change in the way that someone feels. This is the lightness of being. This is the sensitivity, the tact, the diplomacy, but it also speaks to the irritability of a person. So on both sides, either someone's feelings have changed, they no longer feel the same, or someone's feelings, and this could be somebody new that you're meeting in. And the reason why I say that is because it sits kind of next to this Tower and the Wheel of Fortune card. I have sometimes seen the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower speak to an unexpected financial either gain or loss. You know, somebody took a gamble, something happened. Maybe you won some money in the lotto. Maybe somebody passed away and left you an inheritance. Or suddenly you get this huge work contract. But I have also seen it mean to where people have lost their homes, their entire fortunes. So it's a tricky energy, this. So whatever is happening, there are two sides to this lecherezza here. Where someone is either in a bad way, okay, but that bad way had to come about so that there could be a new building up, okay, or something fantastic has happened and that has changed the situation for somebody. Now, this card can also mean sex sometimes too. Here we have that indication of perhaps a pregnancy. There is, look at this, there is the Amante, the male lover. Now, same sex or heterosexual, this will apply. Whomever's going to take the role of the male. What I find interesting about this Lamante male is he is serenading, but we don't see anybody in the window. We don't see anybody in the portico there. He is just serenading away. Okay, so either this means that this is somebody who is singing his praises of love, hoping that someone is going to change their mind. This is requited love, or this person hasn't come along yet. Okay, there we have the Fortuna. That's why I say the person hasn't come along yet. Okay, here is the Fortuna. Well, guess what? That's a second wheel of fortune. That's a second wheel of fortune. Okay, and I think what's interesting is we even have the little curly cube. These are two serpents. This is the Ouroboros. One serpent is eating itself, and the other serpent is trying to attack the peacock. See, the peacock don't have it. People don't know. Peacocks are pretty, but they mean as hell. Okay? They really are. There are some mean birds. So I don't know how people get feathers off of them. I guess they wait till they drop. I don't know. So this could be somebody's own, what do you call it? Arrogance and egotism that in effect has come back to bite them in the butt. But in one way, there's still something positive about that. Okay, I would suppose. We don't say those things when we're going through this shit, right? When we're down in the trenches and we feel like people have been kicking us and stomping us, we don't think that's a good thing. If we survive it, that's the first thing, and that's a good thing. Let's look at this, what this worry, this fear, this, literally someone frozen in place. As if to say that they feel that they're just going to let this swamp them. Domestico. Well, now, the domestico is, first he's a helper, but he's also a collaborator. Okay? The alegría, la alegría. Pastime with family, happy times with family and friends. And the fidelidad. I think someone is having, I don't necessarily want to say an attack of consciousness, but that's kind of what that reads like. Due to their loyalty or fidelity to either family or friends. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing, no, but it also depends on what this tower is telling us. Yes? Because what I keep getting, remember I keep saying about this temperance, it's like this upwelling of emotion, this something rising from the depths. Well, is that guilt? Is that forgiveness? Is that anger? Is that whatever it is? There's some worry about it. Let's take a look at the tower. God, the pollen has been so high. My car is like yellow from all the pollen blowing around. I think that's still burning. I'm not sure. We'll see in a minute. Yes, it is. Good deal. L'amica. Dispiacere. Gran cancellazione. I think that this is on the one hand, it is the loss of a relationship, really. Not just a relationship, but a friendship. I think it was something that was quite positive. For whatever reason, it turned, I don't know, ugly, or it brought up some issues. This again speaks to fear to me, this Nine of Swords, of being swallowed up, gobbled up. We see that they're in between this relationship of trust and this success achieved after a long time frame. We get again have this worry and this fear, this sadness, this anxiety. So it looks as though something is trying to work itself out. I want to pull cards on the Temperance. I think that is really the whole key to this spread. I need to clean my cauldron out. And that's not only literally, but also figuratively, metaphorically. I'm going to Temperance, the amore. See? That emotional component, love. That is, in some decks, he is Gabriel, and in other decks, I've read that he's someone else, this particular angel that we normally see. Healing. The Tower, another Tower card. Excuse me. Complete and utter separation from a situation. And maybe now that coming back to bite us in the ass. Stupid actions and stupid behavior. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? And I don't mean like funny haha. It's just funny how the cards speak. You know, look. With two Wheel of Fortunes here, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to pull 3 Visconti mini the Tarocchi here. And then I'm going to, well. I don't even know how to. They just fell out. Well, isn't this something? Wow. I need to get a bigger deck. I got the little one because I wasn't sure that I liked this one. So I was like, I'll get the little mini deck. Wow. They're lovely cards, too. I'm going to show them to you. There's our Chariot. Now, in the old decks, there was always a female who rode the Chariot. At some point, it got changed to a male. I don't know why. The Queen of Pentacles. And she is awaiting her due. She's, see? The Ace of Wands. All right. See that? And there are the lovers. Now, remember I said those 2 pentacles that were over that 10, that this tells me that there's a choice, there's a decision. I think it's one that perhaps this queen has been waiting on for some time. In one respect, she has her back to this Ace of Wands and this Lover's card. And what that reads like to me is that she, in effect, already knows what she wants to do. She's simply either waiting for the news, okay, or she's waiting for the opportunity. Again, you don't have to be an earth sign for that to apply. The Earth Queen simply speaks to being that grounded energy of being conservative and knowing how to, having discernment and where to focus your energies and your attention and your time. She also speaks to being able to handle resources, being very economical and looking out for those people who are under her care. Those who reside within her kingdom, she looks out for those people, and she does it in a fair manner. She is not unwilling to share what she has for those people who have less. So this is the energy of the queen. Now, I want you to but something is about to change. Here, we see it. We see it, but we don't quite know what that means. For some of you, it's going to be a change in an intimate relationship. For others of you, it could be a change in terms of family structure. For others of you, it will be a change in work, status, career, ambition. For others of you, it's going to be a personal change, okay? So we don't know how these things play out. And again, that queen that just showed up, male or female, if that fits where you are right now or how you're feeling or fits your situation, then that's about you, okay? It's just feminine energies, and everybody has feminine energies and everybody's got masculine energies. It's the yin and the yang. I don't know what the hell that means. But let's keep in mind, we've got that temperance to tell us to be moderate in all things. So that's interesting, isn't it? Is it not? The reconsider card. That's interesting. Okay. One angel answer, I'm sorry, one heart oracle, and then we're going to close this out. And I hope that this helps someone out there. Reconsider. There is an element of your plan that should be reevaluated. Take some time to really go through your project or proposal thoroughly. Share your intentions with a trusted friend or advisor who can give you objective feedback. Ask your angels for guidance. This is not the moment to make the change in your life that you are considering. A better time will come, or you'll realize that you wish to choose a different kind of transformation for yourself. Sometimes that tower energy, like I said, it is the energy of freedom and liberation. It is also that aha moment, that sudden clarity, that epiphany. Maybe some of you have gotten, you may have been struggling financially, and suddenly out of the blue, maybe some long lost relative leaves you an inheritance. Well, now stop before you start spending or trying to decide. Think about what you're doing for a second and find some trusted advice. Someone who knows that Hygeia energy. Prepare, expect the best, prepare for the worst. Put those safeguards in, okay? Volatile times are coming, both economically and politically and globally. Volatile times are coming. We see it on the rise now within our politics, not just in the United States, but around the world. Things are changing. And once the change has really gone into effect, what you're seeing is a slow dismantling of, particularly here in the United States, you're seeing a very, very slow dismantling of our government. And once the smoke clears, we don't know how this is going to turn out. And it's going to affect not only us here in the United States, but now it will also affect us in terms of how we're viewed on a global, international stage. What does that mean? Who's going to deal with us? Who's going to emerge now as the leader, economically powerful? We don't know how these things are going to turn out. Now, that being said, the Heart Orchid Tarot, the crown chakra. Now, I was just speaking to somebody about learning to meditate. It is not difficult. Only takes 5-10 minutes a day. Start at 5. I have a document someplace. I think I'll post that up on the website for those of you who might be interested. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is this is about the third eye. This is the third eye chakra, the Anja chakra, which sits in the middle of your forehead between your eyes. This is the seat of your higher self, but it also is the gateway to the divine, your spirit guides, those guardian angels. And I think that whatever is happening for you in your life, this reconsider card with the crown chakra is saying to you to try to gain as much mental clarity as you can. Trust what your intuition is telling you. If you need to get advice, get it, but know that ultimately you are still responsible for making that decision. So don't get the advice and then follow that advice that somebody tells you. And if you think about following it and it makes you feel funny, that's your intuition speaking to you. Listen to that. Okay? Listen to it. This is the chakra of clairvoyance, intuition, and higher levels of consciousness. Found between your eyebrows and just above the bridge of your nose. It works closely with the throat and crown chakra and will assist you with your psychic intuitive inner guidance. To enhance this chakra, work on strengthening your intuitive abilities. Close your eyes and visualize a circle, a square, and then any image. Practice seeing with your mind's eye. Imagine the sound of a train, a car horn, or a telephone. Practice hearing with your inner ear. Energizing this chakra helps you to intuitively know what others are thinking, feeling, and saying. This insight goes a long way toward building better and stronger bonds. And the reason why that is because it keeps you centered in your own wisdom. The crown chakra, oh, I'm sorry, that was the third eye chakra. Yeah, the sixth chakra. I was reading the wrong one. I always do that, but that plays into effect too. The crown chakra is located at the top of the head and been called the 1,000-petal lotus or the receiver of light. The chakra is the center of your link with the universe, the infinite, and your higher consciousness. It's the connection between wisdom and spiritual insight. That's what I was saying before. I just read the wrong thing, but for whatever reason, you guys needed to hear that. The crown chakra is the area where ethereal light and energy are received, and then dispersed throughout your aura for total well-being. To enhance this chakra, sit quietly and visualize a lotus bud on the top of your head. As the bud blossoms, and not everybody's a visual person, and you may have, difficulty with that. If you can't visualize the opening of a flower, you can visualize a dot of light growing larger. Okay, there are plenty of different ways to do this. As the bud blossoms, see a shower of whitish violet sparkling light shining down from the universe onto the lotus, filling and nurturing it. When complete, simply let the vision fade. Expanding this chakra opens you to receiving the ultimate bliss, divine love, and take comfort in knowing that you are cherished. I don't know why the cards brought you that particular message. Apparently some of you out there really needed to hear it. I do hope this helps. Till after the eclipse. Namaste. Oh, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can click on the link here in that section right there. That'll take you directly over to the website. You have any questions about any of my products, you can contact me through the support desk request. You'll find that they're on the website. And I will see you in a few days. Bye.